Hello everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful Monday. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day. We are going to have some fun. I'm going to let a few more people join on in. Hello Robin. Hello The Real Bobby Bronco. Hello David Widman. And Aaron Kaching. Aaron Kaching. Let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. Hey guys. Hope you're having a great Monday. Since it is Martin Luther King Day, I did not make any of my employees come in, so I am here alone at the office. So instead of uploading a video, we are going to be doing a live stream because, quite frankly, I really enjoy them. I enjoy getting on here and hanging out with y'all, answering some questions, doing some analysis. We have some very interesting technical analysis to do in today's live stream, and I think you guys are going to get a lot of great value out of it. Remember, this live stream will be going up as a VOD, that's a video on demand, on the channel, so you'll be able to watch back anything that you miss. So if you come and go, that's okay, but just make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, because we are trying to get to 75K subs pretty quickly here. I would love your help. Let's say hi to everybody, and then we're going to jump straight on into the analysis, and we will continue hanging out with you guys. Hello, I'm going to see if I can say hi to everyone. Hello, AK. Hello, Chris. Hello, Mr. Dungleys. Hello, Hussein. Hello, Garrett. Hello, Irsyad. I don't know how to say that. Hello, Bring Facts. Andre, David, Hussein again. Marcel, The Real Bobby Bronco again. Dario, Hussein again. Much love. Count Zeppelin, that's a great name. Aaron Kachin, hello again. MG, Hussein says he has a question. Go ahead and drop it. Bring Up Facts, Marcel, Iverson from 98, O'Neill Paez. I bet it's Paez. Jack Cherry, Aaron, smash the like button, guys. Give me a 1 in the chat if you would like me to spend the first 5 to 10 minutes answering questions, and give me a 2 in the chat if you would like us to go ahead and jump straight on into technical analysis. I am down for either one, but I would like to have it be up to you guys so nobody gets upset at me, because y'all are always getting mad at me saying, Jeb, do this, do that, do this, that, and the other. We already have 218 people in chat. I don't think we're going to be lagging anymore, or the stream dropping anymore, because I'm pretty sure the reason that we were dropping is because I forgot to leave my, I forgot to turn my VPN off. So I think that might have been why. Getting a lot of 2s. Okay, mostly 2s. So in a couple minutes here, okay, a lot of 2s. Perfect. We will go ahead and jump straight on into some analysis. Any questions for myself, you will have to wait on, but I want to go ahead and show you what I'm seeing on the chart. So, guys, we are over here on Bitcoin chart. Let me go ahead and make sure that all looks good. Yep, that's perfect. Guys, we are on the Bitcoin hourly chart, and there's some important analysis that we want to do here. On the 4-hourly chart, you can see that I've gone ahead and drawn a pattern. I'm going to go to a clean chart so I can show you this. Get rid of that, boom, bang, bang. This is the 4-hourly chart for Bitcoin. If you'd like to follow along on another screen, I would encourage you to do so that you can see how we're doing all of this. The very first thing that jumps out at me here on this chart are these lows right here and these highs right here. As you can see, that forms a consolidation pattern, a symmetrical triangle pattern to be specific on Bitcoin. And this is going to be the basis of our analysis and our price analysis and our price predictions in this live stream. What we need to do first when we see a symmetrical triangle pattern like this, remember it's a symmetrical triangle pattern because we have a downtrending level of resistance, uptrending level of support. For everyone who's new here, something like this would be called an ascending triangle pattern. Something like this would be called a descending triangle pattern. Had to remember it real quick. Descending, ascending, symmetrical. You see the difference there. Anyway, we see that we have a symmetrical triangle pattern here on Bitcoin. And remember, guys, the very first thing you want to check when you are looking at a triangle pattern is to see what the volume is doing. Is volume dropping off as the volatility is? We know that volatility is dropping off if we go to the daily chart. Use your Bollinger Bands to check your volatility. That's BB over here, Bollinger Bands. Keep it on normal settings. We can see that volatility is dropping off as the second standard deviation bands are constricting on themselves. And since the volatility is dropping off, since we're in a symmetrical triangle pattern, we should be expecting volume to be dropping off. And that's exactly what we see down here. Over the last 8 to 9 days, we do see volume dropping off. Okay, perfect. We are in a symmetrical triangle pattern. That looks like it should break out at some point. Which way does it break out? So this is where we get even deeper into our technical analysis here. This is where we get even more intricate. I just threw my mouse across my desk. Oops. Cancel that. And this is where we start making decisions on which way the market's going to break out. Now, before I go on, I'm going to go to full screen here, and I'm going to explain something. One thing you want to remember with symmetrical triangle patterns, any kind of triangle pattern, is that when you're trading them, it's normally better to wait until the breakout actually happens so that you're able to, so that you don't have to try and predict which way the market's going, and so that you don't get caught up thinking I'm going to make this prediction, I'm going to go all in on this trade. What I mean by that is that if a market is about to break out of a pattern, normally, we don't have any hard and fast rules that you should always follow in technical analysis, but normally you're going to want to wait, until that breakout happens before you enter your trade. So what that would look like on our chart over here would be this. If Bitcoin is going to break bearish, that was a very bad line. Let's try that again. If Bitcoin is going to break bearish, we would have an entry price somewhere along this line, maybe 1 to 2% in this case, below our uptrending level of support. If Bitcoin is going to break bullish, we would wait until we've rallied above the resistance level, and then we would put our trade in. Notice, we're not putting a trade in here in the middle because we don't know which direction Bitcoin's going to break. So we don't know if we should go long or if we should go short. Much better to sacrifice a little bit of your gain in here and then actually know which direction you should trade it, whether it's short or long. We can put a long up here, and then we can put a short position down there, and then we just pick whichever one of these trade entries that we want when the market breaks out. So I'm saying that before I do any of my analysis on which way I think the market's going to break out, because understand this is mostly just for fun, this is mostly for practice. It doesn't actually matter which prediction we make as to which way the market breaks out. What's important is that you understand if you wait until the breakout happens to make your trade, you're normally going to be better off. With that said, there is plenty of analysis I want to do in here, and I'm going to jump to my other chart because I already have a lot of it up. Guys, we entered this symmetrical triangle pattern with this much smaller symmetrical triangle pattern right here. Notice how we got very close to the end of this pattern before we broke. You could have easily entered a long trade right here and immediately gotten stopped out, but if you had waited for the breakout right there, boom, you would have caught, let's see, what was that, a 25% short position. You had 5 or 10x leverage on that. You more than doubled your money just because you waited for the breakout. We're probably not going to see a 25% move out of this consolidation pattern. We're going to get to that in a minute, but that is how this pattern started. We saw Bitcoin was below this downtrending level of resistance here, and in fact, it was above another uptrending level of support right there. And when it broke bullish, again, if you had have waited until the breakout, then you would have caught that rally and you wouldn't have had to try and be a master analyst. You could have just waited for the market to tell you what trade to take and you would have been much better off. But one of the things I'm seeing in this chart, guys, is something very interesting. See this blue line right here? The way I found this blue line is just by looking at a bunch of highs and lows and seeing how they connect. Notice all these highs and lows. They all point towards this trend line. So that's how I discerned that trend line as a trend line that's going to be support sometimes, resistance sometimes. We noticed it was resistance here, support there. But there's a really interesting pattern going on Bitcoin. It's a head and shoulders pattern, inside a head and shoulders pattern, inside a head and shoulders pattern. I'm going to check chat and make sure nothing's going great. Wrong mic. You need more. Audio works for me. Am I on the wrong mic? Guys, give me a 1 in chat if the mic is right. Let me go. We're going to get right back into the analysis, but you guys are saying the mic's wrong. Is the mic wrong? I'm pretty sure the mic is right. Video capture device. Oh, double. Mic's good? Does it sound like normal? Give me a 1 if it sounds normal. Give me a 2 if it doesn't sound normal. And by the way, guys, you have the wrong mic active. Really? What? Hang on, let me check this. I'm going to check in properties. That's strange. Crap, I forgot what I said 1 was. Is 1 the right mic? Tell me if the 1 is the right mic. Huh. Okay, I know how to check this. Testing. What was 1? Is this better? Do I have it down here? Cam link? No, that's definitely not it. Video capture. What in the world? Hello? 1 work. 1 is good. Hang on. Oh! It is off! I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Huh. Somebody was messing with my gear. No, it was the webcam mic. I'm so sorry. Let's fix that. Nope, we're gonna fix it. It was not the right mic. Good catch, guys. I don't know exactly what's going on. Give me just a second. We're going to get it figured out. Open sound settings. Uno momento. Boom. Wait, no, not that. Not that. There we go. Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Guys, tell me if it's better. No one's getting sacked. I probably did it. Is breaking diamond? Let me check. We have some important technical analysis to do, so I may just go ahead and leave it. There's so many people talking, I can't read anything y'all are saying. Alright, whatever. We will figure it out after. I'm going to get back into the analysis. Enough of you guys are saying it's fine, that it's fine. We will get back to it in a little bit. Listen to the stream, you'll hear it. I will do that really quickly. Give me one more second, guys. I'm going to check. Because if I can fix it, I'd rather fix it. I don't want to have you guys listening to something that you shouldn't be having to hear. Un momento. Ads. Watching my own ad. How about that? 1 second. Oh, wow. No, you're right. It sounds terrible. You're very much right. You're very right. Dang. It won't let me switch it. That's so strange. Alright, whatever. Whatever. I'm going to go live scene, mic audio. Let's check this. Nope. Alright. Whatever. I will fix it for the next stream. My apologies, guys. Anyway, what I was saying on Bitcoin is that I guess I don't even need this, do I? I'm gonna keep it there because it feels weird. It feels weird, even though apparently we're not using this mic right now. What I was saying is that Bitcoin has a head and shoulders pattern inside of a head and shoulders pattern inside of a head and shoulders pattern, and it's pretty funny. We have a head and shoulders pattern right here, on this level right there, and then this level that is the shoulder line, or excuse me, the neckline for this head and shoulders pattern is the shoulder line for a larger head and shoulders pattern right here. So we have a head and shoulders pattern right there, inside of a head and shoulders pattern, inside of a head and shoulders pattern. And the shoulder turned into an H&S, which turned into an H&S. That's interesting. The reason that's interesting is because Bitcoin being in this consolidation pattern, again, we're trying to figure out where exactly Bitcoin might head and whether or not Bitcoin may end up breaking bullish or bearish. Again, it doesn't really matter because we are more interested in the market breaking out and then us going ahead and entering that trade. By the way, if you are new here, forgive the audio. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We normally have crystal clear audio, but something happened with our microphone, so you guys are telling me to sack the guy. It was probably me, to be honest, and I just don't remember. So I'm going to sack myself. I'll fire myself and take that snowboarding trip that I want to go on. But make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We do technical analysis every single day here. Anyway, having three head and shoulders patterns is very interesting because, as we talked about, volume is dropping. We're in a consolidation pattern. Volatility is going down. Which way are we going to break? I'm going to tell you guys, I honestly think that we're about to see a lot more volatility coming back into the space pretty soon. I'm going to go full screen for this. I think we're about to see a ton more volatility coming back into the space, actually. And I believe that when that happens, we're going to see bullishness. Might not have been what you expected me to say based on what I just said with the head and shoulders patterns. Guys, remember, there's something you have to understand about technical analysis. Markets don't just move because of technical analysis. Markets also move because of fundamental analysis. And the fundamentals right now are so incredibly good. If you look on YouTube and you look in the Google Trends, you look in the news, you look in the adoption, you look in the regulatory clarity, the certainty, the amount of growth going on in the space, all these YouTube channels growing really quickly. There is clearly a ton of interest in the space. Give me a 1 if you've been in the cryptocurrency market for less than 6 months. There are a ton of people that are here that are new, that are gradually growing into mature cryptocurrency traders and investors, and that is going to trump any head and shoulders pattern. So guys, I want you to understand technical analysis is remarkably important, so very important. Don't ever forget how important it is, but you can't ignore the other analysis types. You can't ignore fundamental analysis. You can't ignore the adoption in the space. You can't ignore good and bad news. Those things factor into this. So since we're in a symmetrical triangle pattern, since volatility is dropping, that does indicate to me that we should look at the fundamentals and we should see, is there reason to be bullish on Bitcoin or is there reason to be bearish on Bitcoin? Well, we hit $42,000, we corrected, and then what happened? The interest in the space stayed the same. The bears didn't take their opportunity to crash Bitcoin down to $20,000 like they very well could have. What they did instead is they sold a little bit of Bitcoin, and a lot of them jumped right back in. The market is stabilizing. The market is resetting RSI. The market's resetting Bollinger Band. It's resetting MACD. It's resetting everything. And volatility is cyclical. I've told you guys this many times. I have harped on this so many times. Markets are cyclical. I'm going to freaking tattoo it on my forehead. I told you guys so many times. Markets are cyclical. Bitcoin was in a very big rally for a little while. Now it's consolidating. What's going to happen next? We're going to see volatility come back because of the volatility specifically that's cyclical. We saw a lot of volatility. Now we're seeing a little bit of volatility. Next we're going to see a lot of volatility. After that we'll see a little bit of volatility. That volatility is more than likely going to come in the bullish variety, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Remember, we're probably going to see that volatility come back once we break that symmetrical triangle pattern, and dependent on which direction it breaks, then you can go ahead and make your trade. I'd be careful about entering a trade before it actually breaks. So anyway, that is my 2 cents on the Bitcoin market right now. We'll go ahead and talk more about Ethereum, but what we're going to do is I'm going to answer some questions while I try and fix my audio, because it's really strange that it is not doing what it's supposed to. So, getting close to the CT2A anniversary. There you go, guys. All right, like I said, drop some comments, drop some questions, anything you would like me to touch on. We're going to live stream for another half an hour or so here. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Like I said, go ahead and tell me what you would like to have answered. Tell us all about it in the comment section, in the chat. And while you are doing that, I will go ahead and try and fix my microphone. I really don't know why it's doing that. Your audio is fine. No, it sounds okay, but Hussein, I'm going to have to mute you if you keep that up. Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. You're going to have to get muted if you're not careful. Yeah, Adam, I know to change it to the interface. I know how to do it. It's just not showing for some reason.
I found it. I fixed it. I don't know what happened, but I fixed it. Give me a 1 in chat if I fixed it and a 2 if I didn't, because I can't hear it. It just showed up. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Oh, I must have had to reset it. Okay, we should be good now. Perfect. Perfect. That makes me so much happier. That was annoying me knowing that you guys weren't hearing correctly. Perfect. For all of you guys saying it sounded fine, do you hear the difference? I bet it sounds a lot better. It's okay, Hussein. There we go. That's a lot of 1s. Perfect. Perfect. Very, very pleased that that is better. By the way, thank you so much to everybody who sent donations in. Thank you so very much to everybody who sent donations in. I didn't get to catch all of them because we were doing some analysis, but I do really appreciate it, guys. By the way, if you're new here to the channel, we're going to answer some comments. We're going to dive back into some analysis. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We've already done a lot of analysis on Bitcoin. What you can do if you'd like to see it, you can scrub back in the video and go back and watch it. It will be going up on the channel as a video that you can watch again. We're going to do some Ethereum analysis here in a little bit. We're going to spend about 5 to 10 minutes catching up with the community, and I'm going to ask you guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel when you do that. It helps us in the algorithm, helps us to get our message to more people, helps spread the gospel of Bitcoin, if you will. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, guys. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you didn't know already, CT2A is on sale. You can get $75 off at checkout using New Year's 2021. That is the academy we use to teach you guys everything you need to know about technical analysis so that you can read, analyze, and profit in cryptocurrency markets. It does apply to stock market, by the way. Most of technical analysis are the same. Give us a 1 in the chat if you're a CT2A alumni. So, questions. Excuse me. If I have 2K USD, which coin to buy? Hit it, now I'm unsubscribed. No, hit it again. If you're already subscribed, don't hit the subscribe button. But if you didn't like the video, you can dislike it twice so that I know you meant it. If I had 2,000 US dollars, I would tell you, this is not financial advice. It's the first thing I tell you. It's not financial advice. This is simply my opinion. I'd put about 75% into Bitcoin, 25% in Ethereum. The reason for that is I believe that if you're asking that question, you're probably a little newer to the space, respectfully. By the way, thank you very much, AK. Let me answer this real quick. Do you think it makes sense to buy altcoins now in anticipation of an altcoin season or wait for a Bitcoin dump first? I think it depends on your time horizon. If you're planning on being in the market for a long time, nothing wrong with buying altcoins right now. I'm a big fan of Ethereum, and that's what I was about to tell him. Thank you for the $5, Aaron Moore. If you had to guess, will the altcoin pump like before, and will it happen this year or next, just like your opinion, CT2A? I love it. By the way, thank you for calling out CT2A. I think that altcoins are going to more than likely pump in the next 3 to 4 months. And again, that's the question I was trying to answer, is that I do think that about 25% of your portfolio could go into Ethereum. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. Talk to a CPA, talk to a financial advisor. The reason is because Ethereum is really coming up quickly. There's a lot of development going on Ethereum on the back end. There's a lot of things happening on the Ethereum blockchain. There's a lot of development going on. There's a lot of adoption going on. There's a lot of people and developers building projects, decentralized finance projects, other dApps. It's a great question and a great thing to invest in. Jeb, you made a... Let's see here. Look for a good question. Bitcoin breaking up or down out of triangle. Good question. Like I was saying earlier, I would encourage you not to even worry about it. I would encourage you instead to wait for the breakout to happen and then place your trade. Whether it's a short or a long, once Bitcoin breaks out, then you know. You don't have to try and predict which way a symmetrical triangle pattern breaks out. You can just wait for it to do it, and 80% of the time, which direction it breaks out is going to be the direction that the market moves. So make sure that you check that. And make sure that you wait for the breakout. That's how we normally trade it. That doesn't apply to everything, but that is one way that you can do that. All right, let's see. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 75K subs pretty quick. Give us any questions you have in the comment section. I am more than happy to answer them. Could you explain you actually think about Bitcoin the next days? I think Bitcoin is going to see a lot of volatility coming back, and I do see bullishness coming. But again, we don't really know because we haven't broken out yet. And it's unwise to make a prediction if you don't need to. So I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm going to wait for the breakout. Will ETH break symmetrical triangle pattern if Bitcoin breaks down? Great question. We will get to Ethereum here in just a second. What up, Jeb? Steve from Wales, UK. Hello. ADA, what are your thoughts? We're going to be making a bunch of videos coming up on ADA. The reason I haven't talked about it lately is because we want to do our due diligence in explaining it as well as possible. So we're going to be talking about Ethereum in Cardano in some upcoming videos, so watch out for that. Thank you for the 78 HK dollars. I'm not exactly sure what currency that is, but thank you so much, Barry. Let's see here. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump on to some Ethereum technical analysis, and we will let that run for a little while. So let's go ahead and jump onto Ethereum. I know you guys love Ethereum. I am a big fan of Ethereum, and you're about to see why. Ethereum, as you guys can see, was in a symmetrical triangle pattern, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this market, to show you some caveats to what I talked about earlier. I want to show you the caveat of when a market breaks one direction and then switches and reverses. Because remember, I talked about this consolidation pattern on Bitcoin and it breaking bearish. Sometimes a market is going to break one direction, and then after it breaks out, it's going to switch. We saw that happen to Ethereum recently. We had this consolidation pattern drawn on Ethereum, broke bearish, and then it rallied. And now it's trading sideways again. So what we need to do in these situations, number one is if your trade is about to become unprofitable, normally the right thing to do is just to exit it. That's why we have stop losses. But the other thing you need to do is you need to redraw the consolidation pattern. Normally, if Bitcoin or Ethereum or an altcoin or whatever does what it did here, it just means you need to redraw it. Notice how I did that. We had our support level right here, our resistance level right here. The market simply wasn't ready for the volatility to come back. The market wanted to stay in this low volatile state, likely because Bitcoin is not seeing much volatility. So when we redraw it like this, we see that Ethereum is very far into this consolidation pattern, and it's possible that something similar happens to what we just saw, where Ethereum broke out and then extended the consolidation pattern, but I don't think that's going to happen in this case. I think we're going to see a good amount of volatility coming back to Ethereum, but something you have to keep in mind when analyzing altcoins is that another factor you have to keep in mind. Remember, with Bitcoin, we have to keep in mind technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and good and bad news. And adoption also, and interest in the space. In Ethereum, you have to factor in all four of those things, but you also have to factor in what Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin has zero volatility, it's unlikely that Ethereum's going to have a lot of volatility. Think of Ethereum like a really excited dog. And when its owner is really excited, well, the dog just goes nuts. But when the owner is trying to sleep and the dog tries to get crazy, the owner kicks the dog across the room. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't condone pet violence. I love animals. I was playing with my dog earlier. That's where I got that analogy from. But If Bitcoin is the owner and Ethereum is the dog and Bitcoin isn't doing much, Ethereum probably isn't either. So in this case, whether or not Ethereum sees a gigantic breakout kind of depends on if Bitcoin does the same. So again, we want to go through our normal process. We're in a consolidation pattern. We draw our trend lines, checking volume. Volume's declining. Perfect. Check our volatility. Volatility is declining, as we can see on the bands. Perfect. We are in a solid consolidation pattern that will likely see a increase in volatility, again, if Bitcoin does the same. Checking Bitcoin, hasn't moved a whole lot. So this is the only problem I have with this Ethereum consolidation pattern, is that Bitcoin isn't seeing a lot of volatility. If Bitcoin was seeing a ton of volatility and Ethereum was really constricted like this, we would say that Ethereum has a lot of tension built up, and when it snaps, it's going to be like a magnitude 8 earthquake and go crazy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen, since Bitcoin isn't doing a lot. Again, guys, remember, we don't really need to get into the game of trying to predict this market. Making predictions without a purpose is folly. It's silly, because you're just going to end up making a prediction. If it comes true, then great. But if it doesn't come true, then one, you might feel bad about it. You might not learn a whole lot. I mean, it's okay to tentatively make a prediction, but I wouldn't make a trade based off of a prediction on consolidation patterns. I would encourage you to wait until the market breaks and then enter the trade. So again, if the market breaks out, then we would put an entry price right around, an entry placement right around here, or an entry placement right around here, and then simply wait for the market to do its thing. You guys can use this tool over on TradingView. It's just off screen, but it's right here. You have the long position and the short position. In this case, we might put a long up here around, I'm going to call it 1265, and then we may also set up a short position down here with an entry around, let's say, 1205. Let's call it 1205 right there. So target on this, on the short position, you're going to want to look for horizontal levels of support or other levels of support. But the first one that jumps out at me is right here, which is $1,137. That would put a target right there. Our stop loss, we're going to put right around our entry price into the future. So we'd put our stop loss right around there. You have like a 6 risk to reward ratio right here if it does indeed break bearish. Again, with the long, we're going to wait for the breakout, and then we're going to find our price target, probably up here. On trades like this where you have a 5 or a 10 risk to reward ratio, I would also encourage you to scale out of the position. I wouldn't stay all in the position until here. If you're making a short trade, you might exit half of the position half the way through, or you might ladder it so that you exit a third, and then the final third. However you want to do it, just be mindful that no matter which way you're setting up your trade, you can always put more thought into it. There's always things you can improve upon about your trading and your planning, so make sure that that is all going well. All right, guys, that is my analysis on Ethereum. I'd love to hear your opinions on how that went in the comments section in the chat. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything else you would like to see. Make sure that you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. We're growing fast here. We have a bunch of new staff coming on pretty soon that is going to upgrade the production quality of this channel immensely. I'm really, really excited, guys. I'm calling this a golden age for the channel in our circles. I'm really, really excited about all the things that are coming up. A year from today, the amount of development you're going to see on this channel is absolutely ridiculous. There's so much value coming. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I think you're going to benefit from it. We're working very hard to provide you as much value as possible. I really do appreciate it. Smash that subscribe button. We're going to be more than likely doing live streams every day or every other weekday, by the way. So there we go. Jebba, Jebba, Jebba. Hello, JF. Guys, if you have any questions, today on the Bitcoin price, somebody asked me to do that, so I did it. AK donated $5. It would be super helpful if you could mention some of the altcoins in your portfolio. Great question. 90% of my altcoin portfolio is made up of Ethereum. The other 10% is not really all that important, to be honest, because it's only 10%. But I do hold a little bit of XRP in case all of this securities nonsense goes away. And I also am looking at getting into some Cardano. So that is my altcoin position right now. I don't have a ton of it, but that's because I have a lot of my position in Bitcoin. Something like 80% of my cryptocurrency portfolio is in Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. Please explain DCA to the noobs. That is a great question. So guys, if you don't know what DCA is, it stands for dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is very important. It's something we talk about in CT2A. It's really, really important. There you go. That wasn't French. That was Polish, but I don't know French, so that was Polish. If anyone speaks Polish, tell us what I said in the comment section. I found a coffee mug you need, Jeb. I'll send a pic on Twitter. Do that. I appreciate it. In this video, I need to start doing impressions of the other guys. I love it. Anyway, dollar cost averaging is the practice of setting up a recurring purchase on a cryptocurrency or another asset. So on Coinbase, it's something called a recurring purchase. On other platforms, it's called whatever. The point is dollar cost averaging. Recurring purchases is another example of it. So dollar cost averaging, an example of dollar cost averaging would be, I am going to put in $100 every Friday at 8 p.m. That's dollar cost averaging. Why? Because we are defining how much US dollars we're investing in a security or commodity or whatever. And I'm saying security or commodity and not Bitcoin because people dollar cost average into the stock market all the time. Monthly contributions to a 401k or an IRA are the exact same things. They're dollar cost averaging more or less. But in Bitcoin, what a lot of people do is they put a certain amount of US dollars into Bitcoin or another altcoin every Friday. Why Friday? Well, there's been a lot of statistical analysis done on the best and the lowest priced day to invest in Bitcoin, and it comes out to be Friday. So if you're going to set up recurring purchases on Bitcoin, which I do encourage you to do if you're planning on getting into the space, then I would encourage you to do it on Friday. You can go and look up that statistical analysis on your own. You'll find all kinds of stuff on it on YouTube and on Google. So the reason I say I encourage you guys to do dollar cost averaging is because it's really hard to swallow just dumping a ton of money into Bitcoin if you don't have a ton of money. But what you can do is if you dollar cost average and say you have $25 a week, well, every month you're putting $100 into Bitcoin, and I bet if you look around, you can find a way to save $25 a week. For example, for us, I drink a lot of coffee. So instead of going out and spending $10 a day on coffee, I'm going to be buying a really nice espresso machine and saving myself the money in the long run. It might be like a $300 espresso machine, but over the course of a year, it might save me $3,000. So that alone could go into Bitcoin through dollar cost averaging. Remember the golden rule, though. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. That's dollar cost averaging. Really, really important. And yeah, so there you go. That's a good example. All right, let's see. What else? Great explanation of DCA. I appreciate it. We'll probably cut that explanation of DCA and put it on YouTube. Best places to DCA, I would encourage you to do it on Coinbase. The reason I would do it on Coinbase is because Coinbase is one of the largest companies in the cryptocurrency space. They're going IPO soon. They are regulated pretty well, so you don't have to worry too much about losing your money. I would keep your money and your Bitcoin specifically off of exchange, but Coinbase has been where I've done it historically. Show me a nice espresso machine for $300. Yeah, you're right, Max Power. It's not... Actually, I don't know. I haven't looked at the price. Our editor is a coffee aficionado. It might be like $800. I have no idea. Point is, whatever it is, it's going to end up saving me money in the future. I thought that meant, how do you like my offer in Polish? Am I wrong, Lucas? Thanks, Jeb. You demand. I appreciate that. You demand. Guys, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget that CT2A is on sale right now. If you'd like to learn everything you need to know about trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I would encourage you to do it with us at the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, CT2A is the one-stop shop for learning everything you need to know about technical analysis, and it is the course that makes this channel possible. Thank you so much to our CT2A alumni. Give us a 1 in chat if you're in CT2A and you love it. We have over 36 videos and 12 hours of high-quality content in this academy, teaching you everything from the basics of technical analysis, from reading from reading technical charts on TradingView, from reading candlestick charts, support and resistance, depth charts, all of that basic stuff. Coin market cap, really important. All the way up through the technical indicators you need and the more advanced technical analysis types that you will be doing in your journey in technical analysis and trading. So guys, if you are interested in learning more about that, you can hit the first link in the description box down below. We have a coupon code running right now called New Year's 2021, and you can see all those ones in chat. Those are people that have gone through CT2A, getting a lot of value out of it. It's really important that you invest in your education, guys. Whether you do it with us or someone else, I implore you, be growth oriented. Be obsessed with progress. Be obsessed with being better today than you were tomorrow, even if it's only by 0.5%, because that compounds very quickly. And when you invest in yourself, you are investing in your future. And when you're investing in your future, you can really have just about anything you want. Think about it like this. If you're in a spaceship and you change your direction by 1/4 of a degree and you travel 4 light years, you're going to be a light year away from where you were going. You do the same thing with your education. You change just a little bit how much education you're putting into your own brain, how much development and growth you're doing every single day, and your future can be radically different just because you invested in yourself. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. It's really important that you understand this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Bitcoin is very lucrative, but it's only very lucrative to the people that understand the market. Invest in your education. You can do that with us. CT2A is linked in the description box down below, or you can do it somewhere else. But please heed my advice. You must invest in yourself. It's so very important. I've always said, and I will always say, the greatest investment you will ever make is one in yourself. Anyway. Tyre said, "Thank you, Jeb. I started all my mining because I saw a video of yours over a year ago. Thank you. Mining Bitcoin is really interesting. That's something we want to start doing in the future. Let's go ahead and read some more comments, guys. We're probably going to stream for another 10 minutes or so. What is your thoughts on the end of a bull market and the severity of a bear market? I don't think we're going into a bear market for a while, but when it happens, I think it's probably going to be about as bad as 2018 or maybe not quite as bad. Reason being is that there is so much more development in the space right now that I don't think we're going to see the massive drop that we saw in 2018. That depends on how high we go, though. If we jump to like $200,000, then yeah, we might see a very bad drop. It depends on how far we go. Jeb, what website do you go to find the latest news on crypto? We go to Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, Forbes, CNBC Finance has some stuff sometimes. Those are a few different places you can go. We have our entire team doing research on cryptocurrency every day, and we're actually about to hire a full-time researcher to help us find those little nuggets of information that you would like. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We have some great content coming out. We have a lot of nuanced content coming out that you're not going to find anywhere else also, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Is there a portion of your Bitcoin that you won't ever trade? Yes, that's a great question. So when I set up my portfolio 3 years ago, I decided very early on that I was going to separate it into an investing portfolio and a trading portfolio, and never shall the two meet except under one circumstance. Under one circumstance will I ever let those two portfolios intermingle. They are to be segregated. And that means that the investing portfolio and the the trading portfolio are separate. The only time that they ever mix is any profits from the trading portfolio, I will sometimes move over to investment. That's the only way that they mix. Investment does not become trading, and trading other than profits does not become investment. The reason for that is because you don't want to start dipping into your crypto savings account, otherwise known as your investment portfolio, because you're making bad trades. You would much rather invest in yourself and become a better trader than having to pump yourself up by your investment profits. Your investment profits shouldn't be touched. It's going to make a nightmare for taxes, and it's going to be much easier for taxes if you keep them completely separate. Do keep those things separate. That's a great question. Can we see the live stream on your channel after this? Yes, this video will stay up as a VOD. You guys will be able to watch this entire live stream. We did a lot of technical analysis on Bitcoin earlier, and we did quite a bit of analysis on Ethereum as well. Just to check, the audio is better now, right? That I fixed that? Appreciate your analysis every day. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate you. Great question, by the way. Philosopher is raptor. Yeah. Why is crypto I don't know. I want to take a long trade, 5x leverage. What's a good entry price at the moment? Thanks for CT2A, by the way. Thank you so much for going through CT2A. Give us a 1 in the chat if you love the Academy. You're very welcome, Hussein. Thank you for the comment. Entry price on Bitcoin, again, it's going to be right above. That's a good question. Let's go ahead and jump to the chart because Ethereum might be breaking out. I have to go in 20 minutes because we're interviewing a potential new employee here in a minute. Myself and my president are in the office. He's out there waiting on me to be done. But an entry price on Bitcoin, again, is going to be somewhere right around there. Let's make sure you can see that. Yep. Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Close that. My bad. An entry price is going to be somewhere along this line above your downtrending level of resistance on a long if Bitcoin breaks bullish. If it doesn't, then you want to enter short. Don't get hell-bent and don't get your heart set on a long position. If Bitcoin breaks bearish, it's okay to short the market. Be very conservative with your shorts, though. We are in a bull market. Understand that, guys. That's very important. Just because Bitcoin's breaking bearish out of a consolidation pattern doesn't mean you want to get too hyped. Sorry, let me mute my phone. Doesn't mean you want to get too hyped on a long position when, in fact, you might ought to be going into a short. But at the same time, be careful with those short trades because Bitcoin is in a bull market. Hopefully I explained that well. Good question. BTC long-term target. I will answer your question, but please don't spam the chat. I think Bitcoin's going to be going to over $100,000 in the next 12 months. The reason I believe that is because we have seen a ridiculous amount of adoption in our space. We have seen a ridiculous amount of development in our space, and I think that is where we are going. I've made videos on that in the past, and I will do so in the future. Good question. But again, please don't spam the chat. If you want me to talk about something, I will probably do it, but I'm much less likely to answer your question if you're spamming our chat. It's not very polite. Thank you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm really, really excited about all the stuff that's coming up this year. I'm really excited about this year, guys. Tell me in the chat if this is an exciting year for you. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be tumultuous. I think it's going to be hard, but I think it's going to be exciting in cryptocurrency and in our business it is. In the world, God only knows what's going to happen, but we shall see. Jeb, how can I get a job? Get skills. That's how you get a job. You get skills. You get hired when you have skills. If you provide value in the marketplace, you will be given money for that value. But if you can't provide any value, don't expect to get a job. You are paid in accordance to how much value you enter into the marketplace. We give a lot of value to the marketplace, so we get paid very nicely. That is how that works. This is an incredible year. Do you think ETH will be priced higher than Bitcoin in the next 12 months? No, I don't. I don't think it's going to be priced higher. One, because it's got 5 times the circulating supply, and 2, because Ethereum is a much younger cryptocurrency with much less adoption than Bitcoin. Ethereum has is growing very quickly, but it's still much smaller than Bitcoin, and I'm almost certain it's going to stay that way for the next 12 months anyway. Great channel. Just subscribe. Thank you for the info. Thank you for the subscribe. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're not subscribed, and then give me a 2 if it's possible for me to flip you on that. Great channel, Jeb. Thank you. Thank you so much, Aesthetics. I just lost my job. Thank God for crypto. There you go, Evil One. McDonald's don't need skills. McDonald's does need skills. They're going to fire your tail if you don't know how to flip burgers, and they're going to fire you if you have a bad attitude. They're going to fire you if you don't know how to communicate well. It does take skills. It doesn't take it takes skills that a lot of people have. That's why you get paid so little, but it does take skills. Thank you for the advice. I will give life advice. I don't give financial advice, though. Thank you for the $5, Hurst. If you're entering the market now, how would you rather invest in? Would you rather invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum long term? Both. Again, I've told you guys this. I have about 75 to 80% of my portfolio in Bitcoin and the other mostly in Ethereum. Can you do a meeting? I have a meeting in 14 minutes, actually, so I am doing a meeting. Just subbed. Bitcoin TA, please. Ray, we did a lot of Bitcoin technical analysis earlier on in the stream. I would encourage you to go back and watch it. I think we had some great analysis done. I think we discovered a lot of things. Is CT2A up to date? CT2A is mostly up to date. We're in the process of updating it. We're about to see a massive update come to it relatively soon. Everything in there, even though it's slightly older camera gear and microphone, everything in CT2A is just as relevant now and very relevant now as it was when it was created. Sub looking good. Thank you so much for the subscribe. What do you think about XRP? I think depending on whether or not it is deemed a security is going to determine what I think about it. Even if it gets away from all the security nonsense and these lawsuits that the SEC are pushing, it still isn't used in the Ripple products. It's not used in XV. It's not used in XRapid. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. I'm not the biggest fan of XRP. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to do what a lot of people think it's going to do, but it's my opinion. Might be wrong. If you were a Bitcoin newbie with 50K, what would you do? I would hold your 50K until you knew what the heck you were doing, because you will lose that 50K so dang fast if you don't get yourself educated on the space. First and foremost, understand how to hold Bitcoin securely on a hardware wallet that is not on exchange where it can't be hacked. That's the number one thing. Understand how to store Bitcoin securely. Number two, then, after you understand how to store securely, and you very well may have your own investment portfolio, then learn how to safely trade it. Safely. This is going to take a year. Easy. Do not rush it. Just because you have $50,000 does not mean you're going to turn into $500,000 overnight. You can, but the thing stopping you, the gap between you having 50K and 500K, is your knowledge about the space, your understanding of the space, your experience in the space, and that. So, don't jump into it. What exactly is CT2A? William, CT2A is the academy that we created for our students, for our subscribers, to teach people about technical analysis. We start in the very basics here in the introductory section. We talk about support and resistance, how to set up and use TradingView. This is a 35-minute long video going over all of the interface on TradingView. It's a long video because we go into extreme detail. That's a very useful video. That's a free preview on the website, by the way. You can watch that with the link in the description box down below. Then we jump on down to the technical indicators, where I go over every single technical indicator that we use here on the channel. Really important that you understand how those are calculated so you understand how to apply them. Then we talk about technical analysis. The technical analysis that we do is not just about reading charts. It's not just about reading indicators. It's about interpretation. Interpretation is what makes technical analysis come to life. So we teach you that interpretation. We teach you about intuition. We teach you about risk and reward. We teach you about a game of statistics and probabilities. These things are very important. I'll run through why. Risk and reward, you have to understand how risky a trade is compared to how much reward you stand to make in that trade. With that, you can use a game of statistics and probabilities, that video and what we teach in there, to statistically analyze which trades you should and should not be entering. If you are statistically making trades that should be profitable, and you can put a percentage on that, and you make 1,000 trades, you're almost guaranteed to be solid on your trades if you know what you're doing. You can turn this into a recurring income if you know how to trade properly. Intuition is that feeling that you have sometimes, that conviction you have about something sometimes. Sometimes you're just going to feel like the market doesn't really seem like a great place to. The market just, we feel a little bit overextended. I'm never telling you, unless you're very experienced in the market, to trade based solely off of that, but listening to your gut sometimes will stop you from entering a really bad trade or tell you that you should enter a really good one. So those are a few of the things we go over in CT2A. At the end of the day, we have a $75 off coupon code called New Year's 2020 active right now. You can find that in the description box down below. We have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee if you decide it is not for you. Give us a 1 in the chat. Again, if you are in CT2A, to help him out. If you would like, you can talk to any of our alumni and see what they think. I would encourage you to get some feedback before you join the course. I'd love for you to make an informed decision. I'm not trying to sell you on something that you don't know what you're doing. I meant newbie with 50K and wants to buy Bitcoin and hold long term. Well, there you go. First of all, before you invest that 50K, I would encourage you to know how to store Bitcoin and cryptocurrency securely. And then before you invest in it, I'd encourage you to understand what you're investing in. Just because you're investing and not trading doesn't mean that you forget to learn the space. Never invest in something you don't fully understand. That is a tried and true piece of investment wisdom. What I said earlier applies just the same. Favorite hardware wallet, the Ledger Nano X. That is what we store all of our company's cryptocurrency on. We have a review on it of it on the channel. It's $120, a great wallet. It is well worth your money. Jeb, can we get a lifetime subscription? Hey, Optical Art, how you doing? Yeah, CT2A is a lifetime subscription. You join once, have it forever. There you go. Let's see. I'm going to go for another 4 or 5 minutes, and then I have to go. Like I said, we have a meeting that I have to get to at 1 sharp, which is here in my office, so I don't have to go anywhere. But, yeah. The best cold storage is a funded physical coin. All righty. Let's see. Are there any discounts for your academy? Optical Art, yes, there are right now. There is New Year's 2021 going on. That is found in the description box down below. $75 off. No problem, guys. Price prediction for 10 years, over $1 million. I expect Bitcoin, if it achieves everything that it sets out to do, which I think it will, it'll be trading at over $1 million. Anything more specific than that is really just being silly. These people putting like $1.23 million in 6.5 years. You don't know with that much certainty. Over $1 million is the most certain that we can get about it. And even that carries with it a very, very important lack of certainty. You can't be certain about anything in these markets, but I do think it will be over over $1 million in the next 10 years. Joseph, that's a good question. Yeah, I would hold it for over a year before you sell it, because that is going to mean that you're going to be taxed with long-term capital gains, which is taxed at 0, 15, or 20%, depending on your tax bracket right now, as opposed to your federal income tax brackets. in short-term trades. I'm not a tax lawyer. Everything I just said is true right now. It is subject to change, though, with an incoming administration, with new tax bills going through. There are proposals for long-term capital gains to be almost doubled, so make sure that you talk to a CPA or a tax attorney or someone about that. I am not one of those things, but yeah, generally it's better to do that. Price prediction in February. Optical Art hitting us with the questions. Price prediction in February. It's hard to say. I don't know how long Bitcoin's going to consolidate, but I do see Bitcoin breaking its all-time high in Ethereum. Anyway, I'll put it at that. Price prediction on 2021 price. I think we'll be between $50,000 and $100,000 by the end of the year, probably closer to 100. Depends on how well this bull market goes. Make sure you commit tax fraud. Don't do that. Absolutely don't do that. I will never encourage you guys to do anything illegal. Excuse me. Anyway, guys, that is going to have to wrap it out for this live stream. I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're interested, check out CT2A. The link's in the description box down below. We have 2 free preview videos you can watch over there if you would like to learn more. It is very important, guys. I will leave you at this. It is very important that you invest in yourself. It's very important that you are growth-oriented, that you are obsessed with progress, because if you're not, you can kiss your dreams in cryptocurrency goodbye. But if you invest in yourself, anything you want in this space, you can have, but it's behind you. The thing stopping you is you. Invest in yourself. You don't have to do it with us. I think we have a great product, but if you decide that we don't, that's fine. But take the wisdom. Invest in yourself. You will thank me for it. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for this live stream. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. We will probably be going live again tomorrow. That is going to wrap it out for today's live stream. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.